Hey guys, I've been getting a lot of questions about teaching reading and how I teach my kids to read. So I wanted to make a video to show you the things that we do here to just start on that beginning reading path. I think it's really simple to get your kids to read in 5 easy steps. I think the first one is letter sounds, separating vowels and consonants, blending the letter sounds, consonant vowel consonant practice, and sight words. If you can take care of those 5 things, your kids are going to be reading pretty efficiently. They're not going to be reading chapter books. They're not going to have mastered reading, but it's going to set them on the right path, especially if you're looking to purchase a reading curriculum. I'm a huge fan of Catholic Heritage curricula. They do all these steps in their curriculum already. So if you just want to buy that and do that with your kids, I used to teach kindergarten, and I feel like their reading curriculum is the most comprehensive, best program I've ever laid my hands on. It's not perfect. Certainly there's things you can do to improve it, but I feel like it's my favorite I've ever used. At the same time, I start teaching reading when my kids are babies. 18 months old, we start and we begin. So I'll kind of go over that briefly of how we start. It's never too late to start. The older they are, the quicker the process goes. So if you have a 6-year-old who's starting to learn to read, they're going to learn the steps a lot faster. I just start with my babies because it gives us something to do together and it's fun. So it's never too early to just start. I don't sit my baby down in a high chair and strap them and say, let's learn to read. It's not like that. We're just always playing games and doing fun things in the house. And reading and literature is just really a huge part of our home. So keep in mind too, if you're frustrated or overwhelmed, I went to college to teach reading and to teach elementary school kids. So I spent hours in teaching reading courses. There's a lot to it. So I would never recommend that you just completely try to do it all yourself or understand it all yourself. I really believe in a great curriculum that really supports you on the process so that you're not trying to do everything. Your life is full as it is. I think things for moms, especially homeschool moms, should be as simple as possible so that your children are really learning and it's as least amount of stress on you as possible. So 5 easy steps. I promise they're easy, and they're things I start with my kids when they're 18 months old. But remember, you can start at any time. The older they are, the faster the process is going to go. So, I started our youngest at 18 months learning some of these things, and now she's 5, and over a 5-year amount of time, we're still kind of going through it. She hasn't really mastered it yet. So just keep that in mind. It takes longer if you start earlier. Every kid works at a different pace. So that's my number one thing. Before I get started, the last thing I'm going to say is every kid develops differently. When I taught kindergarten reading, I had some kids that were reading when they walked in the door. And they just were quick. They got it right away. I had other kids who didn't learn to read until May of that school year. So it took them all year long. None of that had any indication on their intelligence level. Some of my smartest kids were not reading right away, and the parents would be so frustrated and so concerned, and I would always say, they're wonderful, they're perfect, they're beautiful. Our brains process information differently. And so some of us are going to input this information quickly and easily and store it well. And some of us are just going to take a little longer because we have to kind of develop a different way of thinking about it because we all process and take in the information differently. So that's why you as a parent are the perfect educator for your child because you know them so well and you know how they take in information. So you can really do it well. 5 easy steps. The first one is letter sounds. So let's go over that. I like to do teaching reading with letter sounds with all kinds of things. Go to the dollar store and I found this at my dollar store. I'm sure lots of dollar stores have lots of manipulatives with letters. Anything that they can get their hands on, even just flashcards or anything like that you can use. I love these because you can put them in sensory bins, you can lay them out on the table, you can use them when you're building words, when they get better at making letters. They're semi-indestructible. I think you'd have to be careful with babies. Obviously, you can't leave them alone with it, but I know a lot of people's kids chew on these because they're foam letters or whatever, which, I mean, it's kind of gross, but you do you. Anyway, I love, 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 love these. I have these in the uppercase letters, and I also have them in the lowercase letters, and I got them at the dollar store. So that's really great. I don't teach my kids the names of the letters. My youngest still does not know what the letter names are. What we do is, when she was 18 months old, I used to teach Abeka. When I first started teaching, that's what I learned, was the Abeka program. And it's really good. Don't get me wrong. I love the Abeka program. I just think it's really expensive and really complicated, and I hate that. Those are two things I cannot stand. It needs to be inexpensive and simple to do, especially for home educators. So what I do is when I did it at home with my daughter, I bought their workbook for children and with letters. What I didn't know when I ordered it, but now I know, is their workbook comes with all the letter pages. I pulled them out, cut them down, and put them in these sheet protectors. And then when they're about 18 months old, we start singing. And we sing the Abeka song. Now, there's YouTube videos so that you can learn the Abeka song, but I'll sing it to you so you can kind of understand how this works. So every page has a letter, and then every day you sing a letter. And I would start with like one letter a week, and then every day you practice. So like at some point you can go through the alphabet and sing the whole song. But with babies, obviously, their attention spans are short. So I would do like 3 or 4 letters at a time or whatever. But we have Alexander, alligator, Alexander, alligator. A says apple, Adam, Africa, astronaut and acrobat. A says When you turn the page, because I've got it in this binder, I've got it set up like this, I can just flip and turn the page, and now we have the letter B. And we say Betsy B, Betsy B, B says ba, 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 bell, balloon, and Bible, baby and banana. B says ba, 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 ba. I love anything that's in a song. The whole alphabet sings like that. It's the same melody, just with different letters. Each letter comes with an animal with a name, the letters, and then different objects. What's great about these is not only can you teach the letter, but you can talk about vocabulary. That's why I love starting it with babies, because you can say color, car, and they really, my kids love these. It was always, always, always good. This is how I start teaching letter sounds. And again, I'll say it again, I don't teach letter names. It's not important to me. You can teach letter names if that's something you really want to do. But for me, I don't. Eventually, they all seem to just kind of figure it out. But again, I'm just trying to focus on getting them to read. So the less information they're trying to take in at one time, the better. So here's the sounds. Then every day we would sing as many letters as they know. And when I feel like they have the sounds mastered, then I'm ready to move on to the next step. Now, mastery is different for different kids. I know with my youngest, it's like, mastery, right? Like 80%, 85. I want to see it up more in like that 90%. If there's only a few sounds that they're still working on, that's fine. I'd say if there's just 3 or 4 they get confused on, that's probably enough. But some kids, you want to see that they know them all. You kind of have to judge your kid. I know with my youngest, it's like, yeah, that's close enough. We'll move on. Okay, anyways, the next part is vowels and consonants. You want to separate them. Now, this is where I use the Abeka song again. I really love letter blocks like this because all the vowels are red and all the consonants are blue. I know this could be totally backwards for you, so I apologize. But Abeka has a vowel song, and then once we've kind of mastered the letter sounds, I say, okay, now we're going to talk about your vowels. A, E, I, O, A, E, I, O. These are all the vowel sounds. A, E, I, O. Now, this song I always do with faces, and I'm going to sound crazy, but I actually sing this song to my newborns. because they're learning how to make sounds. And so it's always really fun for me. I use my mouth to show them how to make the sounds. And in reading courses, this was like a really huge thing. If you're going to make the sound, you have to say, ah, ah, my mouth opens. Eh, 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 my mouth gets wide. I like to do it with my nose and show them, I. So I'm pulling my lips up, I. But then with ah, I use my lips to make a circle, just like the circle on the ah. Ah, ah. Or we say it's the doctor sound, ah. But we don't want to open our mouth too much. We want it to be ah. We want the circle. Then with the letter U, I use my shoulders and say, And I'll tell them, like, if rain gets on me, because I don't have my umbrella, I say, and my shoulders are making that. Now, every time we sing a song, I try to make the faces to go along with the letters. So we say, ah, I, ah, ah, I, ah, and I do that with them. They think it's absolutely hilarious. And that's like my newborns love it. Like they go crazy. But then I make sure they know that. When we get that down really good, then I say, okay, you know your vowels. And then we're still practicing our letter sounds, still working on that, but also now trying to distinguish which ones are the vowels. Then I go back to my letter puzzles and I say, okay, here's all your letters. Let's see if we can find our vowels. All right, let's see if we can find them and see what they look like. And we'll sing the song and we'll look for where's ah, where's eh, where's I. Once they can do that, then I take, the next one is blending. So we've done letter sounds. We've just started to distinguish vowels apart from the consonants. Now we're going to work on blending the sounds together. There's different ways of doing this. I'll show you the two ways. The first way, again, if you like the songs and you like Abeka, is the Abeka way. So Abeka takes the vowel and a consonant. So I'm going to take off this B and I'm going to take off the A, and we're going to put them together, and they do, and this is going to be backwards, but they do the vowel, whoopsie, let's get it. There it is. They do the vowel first, okay? So we're going to say, oops, B, A, ba. And I said oops because I forgot. I'm trying to do it the other way. This is the Abeka way. So with Abeka, they're going to take the B, A, and say ba. B, E, be. B, I, bi. B, A, ba. Ba. I did that one wrong. B, A, ba. And it's also really important, if you make a mistake, show your kids yourself making mistakes. They need to see that you make mistakes too. I make mistakes all the time. So here we go. So with the Abeka song, if they know their vowel song, now they can sing the blends. Ba, be, bi, ba, ba. I can use the same faces that I was using before. Ba, be, bi, ba, ba. These are all my B blends or B blends. Ba, be, bi, ba, ba. Abeka has videos on YouTube. I'm sure you can find them. They have videos for the letter sound songs. They also have videos for the blends. You do this with every consonant. You get out the D and you do da, da, di, da, 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 di, da, da. These are all my da blends or D blends, whichever you want to say. Da, da, di, da, da. That's the Abeka way. The other way that I've been working on with my youngest, which I think maybe the Abeka way works better, honestly. But, because I did it this way with my youngest, and it's gone a lot slower, and it's a lot harder. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I might sit back and start doing the blend song with her now. It's never too late. Okay, so the other way to do it is to put the vowel first, and we say ah. Ooh, where is it? D. It's hard to do that backwards. Add. Add. And then I take the same, keep the vowel the same, and put another consonant with it. Ab, ab. So the easiest way to do that, and the way Catholic Heritage Curricula does it, they're my favorite reading curriculum. I really, really love. It's easy, gentle, fast, and quick. They have the kids practice some of the common vowel consonant combinations. So they have at or add, because at would be for cat, bat, rat, sat. So if they learn the at part first and they really memorize that, when we get into the next step, they've already memorized those vowel consonant combinations for the ends, and all they're adding is the first sound. So maybe that's a little confusing, but remember, we've done letter sounds, separating vowels and consonants. Now we're going to start blending the vowels and consonants together. Honestly, it does not matter how you do it. It just matters that they learn how to take two sounds to make one sound. And you want to get them to separate it. They say at, and then at, and then fast, at. So there should be 3 steps to that, so that when they look at it, they can see it and know it, and they don't have to separate out the sounds, and they start to do it fast. So practicing it 3 ways: at, separated, then slow, at, and then fast, at. Do that with them as many times as they need you to do it, just as often as needed. If they need you to prompt it, that's fine. The more you model, the more they'll copy, and that's fine. They don't have to necessarily do it independently. It will catch on, and they will catch it, and they will know how to do it. The next step after blends is we call it CVC words, or just consonant, vowel, consonant words. What that means is, if I've already taught them and they know add, then all I have to do is say, okay, now we're going to put a buh first. We're going to say buh, add, because they know this is add. Buh, add, bad, bad, bad. And they can sound that out. So these are consonant, vowel, consonants. If they've already learned a lot of these and memorized them, it makes adding on 1 extra consonant super simple and easy, and all of a sudden they're starting to read words, which is really exciting. This is when it gets more fun. If you are a fan of these, I haven't had huge success with them, but I know a lot of people that swear by them. These are Bob books, and people swear by these, but these are really just books that make stories with consonant, vowel, consonant words, so they should be able to sound them out. This is the set 1, the beginning readers, and if you look at them, the name of the story is literally a consonant, vowel, consonant word, mat. And the whole story is words they should be able to sound out and help them practice the sounds, but they still get to read a story with it, which is awesome because, again, the goal is to get them reading. So we've done these before. I haven't had huge success with them, but I know a lot of people like them. But the idea is that you want to get them practicing reading words. Then the last step for me, is sight words. So I'm at this stage right now where we're practicing consonant, vowel, consonant words and sight words every day. That's the stage we're in right now because she knows her letter sounds pretty well. I recommend a couple things. I like the rainbow sight words. You can Google that and look for that. We have a board on the wall over here. I'm not going to try to move the camera, but I Googled rainbow sight words, and then I put papers on the wall, and then I know that the red words are these words, the green words are these words, and I made my own sight word cards. You don't have to do that. It's just something I enjoy. It's fun. I like colors and markers and doing all that. That was kind of a lot of work. You can also just buy a pack of sight words. I got these at the dollar spot, I think a couple years ago. I don't think they still have these ones now. They were $1. Buy a pack of sight words, spread them out, and organize them. Make them in groups of, I would say, 10, and start practicing sight words. Now, sight words mean literally I know them by sight. I don't sound them out. I don't do anything. So I love this Dick and Jane book. This concept of teaching reading is the one my mom did when she was in school, and it's all sight words. They just practice and learn how to see and say the words. And it starts with, and you'll see my daughter, we read these all the time because they're such sweet stories. But it starts with really simple. Come, Dick, come and see. Come, come. I have this really big one, and I really love it. It's the Dick and Jane storybook collection, and as you can see, it's so well loved that it's having tape holding it together. I should really get some stronger tape to hold it because it's really... My kids love reading this. The stories are so sweet. As it goes on, it gets much, much, much more complicated, and the words get harder. So at some point, we kind of phase off with this because it's getting a little too complicated, and we can't recall all the sight words, and that's fine. But it's a great start. And eventually she'll be able to read all this too. But if they can learn sight words and memorize words, they're going to start being able to take what they know of the consonant, vowel, consonant words, and then some sight words, and they're going to be able to start picking out words in the books that you're reading with them at bedtime and all those kinds of things. From here, after this point, so this is the last step, that's sight words. I also recommend there's a lot of videos from Preschool Prep Company, and on YouTube you can find some. I find the videos at my library. You can purchase them, but they're videos that help the kids see the sight word and practice the sight word, and it says the sight words, and those are super great. My kids like those, and I can turn that on for a child while I'm working with another child, and I feel good. It might be screen time, but at least they're learning sight words. So I don't count that as screen time, if you would call that. Anyways, once they have sight words down and they have consonant, vowel, consonant words down, they're really getting some momentum in reading. There's a bunch of other steps. At this point, I recommend, this is where I say, get yourself a really good reading program. And again, most reading programs will do all these things with your kids anyway. But this is just so you can kind of understand and sit down and take a little bit of ownership and say, how do I get my kids to read? I start with letter sounds, separating the vowels from the consonants, blending a vowel and a consonant together, making consonant, vowel, consonant words, adding that second consonant, vowel, consonant words, practicing that, and then also memorizing sight words. These two last ones need to be done together. You never want to be only doing sight words or only doing sounds, because they need to kind of see how you do both. Once you get that down, they're going to be able to pick up little books here and there and read things and have a lot more activity to do. There's a lot more that you can do after that. I also recommend starfall.com. It's a free website where they can get on, and if you go on their reading page, they've got a whole bunch of stuff on there now, but their reading one breaks down and goes through all the things like silent E and all this other stuff that comes along after this. But this is just what you can do for your child to really prep them for reading and prep them for learning how to read, and just get them momentum so that they can get a book in their hands and read something, which is really the most beautiful thing. I can't think of anything I love more than listening to my little one read a book for the first time. So I hope that helps. I hope that kind of simplifies it in your mind so you kind of know, what the process is and what it looks like, so that you can really take hold and teach your kids how to read. I hope that helps you. If you have any questions or you're having any trouble with your kids and learning how to read, please, please, please message me. I love teaching reading, and I'd love, 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 love to help. I've even thought about offering reading tutoring in the future, contemplating it, thinking about it. If something you might want to try or start, let me know. I would love to help your kids learn how to read, or help you help your kids how to read. Just let me know. I just love reading, and I love helping people. So anyways, I hope that helps you. I hope you're having a blessed day, and I just want to take a quick minute to pray a blessing over your family and over your reading. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Jesus, I thank you for the gift of social media and virtual friendship. It's been such a blessing in my life, and I feel so blessed to be able to help other people, especially teaching children how to read. What a blessing reading is, Jesus. I ask that you would bless anyone who's watched this video and anyone who's helping their children to read. Bless us as mothers as we help our children, and help us to help them and give us the gifts we need to teach them. And we know, Jesus, that you work through us to provide knowledge. And we ask that you would bless all our families and all our children and keep us safe and healthy. In your most precious and holy name we pray. Amen. I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope this video finds you well. And if it doesn't, I hope you struggle well. And again, message me if you need anything. Thanks. Bye.